in 1960.
Well, this was when apartheid police opened fire during a peaceful protest against pass laws. Delivering his Human Rights Day address, President Cyril Ramaphosa called for the respect of basic human rights and freedom that belong to every person, irrespective of their color, creed or race.
Human rights and freedom belong to everyone until death. They include shared values, including dignity, fairness, equality and respect. The president lamented the massacre of 69 people.
The Sharpeville and Langa massacre came to symbolize the moral superiority of the anti-apartheid cause. Though lacking the guns of their oppressors, our people were determined to stand up for what was right, no matter what the cost was.
President Ramaphosa raised concern about gender issues. He said society would never be united as long as one section of the population enjoyed some rights more than others. He touched on youth unemployment, saying the right to work was important for everyone, and highlighted the importance of languages.
We are here to affirm that language can be used as a source of empowerment and pride. In according all our languages the respect that they are due, we are affirming the dignity, the worth and the humanity of every South African.
Referring to current power crisis, he said restoring a reliable supply of electricity was government's priority.
We will overcome this electricity crisis that is engulfing our country at this moment. We will overcome it just as we overcame the apartheid challenge, just as we will overcome unemployment, just as we will overcome poverty, crime and corruption.
Meanwhile, the Deputy President of Human Rights Commission called for an end to inequality.
We have failed to adequately address the levels of inequality and poverty. And it is a shame that today we record a small, rich community in our society, and the vast majority of people, our people, still live in abject poverty.
And the PAC called on President Ramaphosa to revisit the land issue.
We need a new deal on the land.
Earlier, President Ramaphosa met families of the 69 victims after the wreath-laying ceremony. He conveyed his and government's condolences and promised government would attend to their complaints, that of non-payment of reparations. With the election just around the corner, Ramaphosa called on people to choose leaders who have respect for human rights and who will serve their interests and not to vote for self-serving leaders. Lehana Tsotetsi, SABC News, Sharpeville.
Now, for more on this story, we're joined by SABC senior reporter Lehana Tsotetsi, who was there. Lehana, thank you very much for your time this evening. Is there a sense, 59 years on, that much strides have been made in the fight for the rights of black people?
Well, I can say there is that sense that much has been done, but much more still needs to be done, especially when you look at issues that are happening around the country, which the president also referred to, undermining other people's human rights. For instance, you look at some workers who are called names today by their employers, which he also highlighted that something needs to be done. Employers need to be taught to understand that you have to respect other people's rights much as your workers respect you. So he also called on the nation as a whole to make sure that they respect each other, and saying it's through respecting each other's rights that we can unite and build a good nation.
An acknowledgement from the president there that some of those rights have been eroded. In his speech, he mentioned that access to electricity is a basic human right, and we're looking at the current crisis that South Africa faces of load shedding. So an acknowledgement on his part that much more still needs to be done. Of course, that was going to overshadow somewhat part of his speech.
Yeah, indeed. But he actually reiterated the issue that electricity, much as we need it, we should also understand that there are other problems which are beyond those who are trying to fix it. And we should also understand that it is a right for everyone to have electricity. But sometimes you have some of these rights which can be sort of have obstacles that you cannot achieve them because there are certain things that are happening. But indeed, he did mention that it's a right for everyone to have electricity, and the government will do everything in its power to ensure that that right is restored.
Very quickly, Lehana, on the issue of the promotion of indigenous languages, I think that was one of the things that also stood out in that particular speech.
Yeah, he actually praised the fact that today we have Nama, which is being taught in primary schools.
Yeah.
And he said this shows that the country is moving forward.
Yeah.
And he says that people should respect each other's languages. No other language should actually be undermined, or no other person may feel that his language is better than the other person.
Yeah.
So all languages should be treated equal, and all languages should be treated with respect. So should people to understand as well that languages can also empower a nation, and languages can build you as a person.
All right.